Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here, and I really hope you stay till the end because I have a lot to talk about. Thank you. So, the title of this video is The Only Black Student in the University and Neighborhood. So, to start from the very beginning, my name is Aisha. I'm from Uganda and I'm an international student in Indonesia. So I got this scholarship to study at a university, and I was very happy because I had gone through a lot, spent a lot of time and money, trying to chase a scholarship. I had applied since 2018 and I only got accepted in 2019. So it was like a year. I had gotten rejected on 2 occasions from 2 scholarships, and people were telling me to give up and just start working because I already had a diploma in civil engineering, and some people used to say, oh, that's enough, just get a job and work. But I really wanted to get a higher education. I wanted to go for bachelor's and possibly master's and PhDs. Maybe a diploma would have been enough, but I wanted to get more. I wasn't satisfied with a diploma. So I got the scholarship and I was over the moon when I got the news. It was not an easy journey getting that scholarship, all the things I went through, all the time I spent. It was very tedious. It was a tedious journey, and it didn't even stop when I got the when I got the news. There are ups and downs trying to get a visa and all that stuff. I will tell you that story in another video, so if you would like to watch that, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so that when it comes out you'll be the first to know. Thank you. So back to my story. When I got to Indonesia, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect Indonesia to be the way it was because I had heard that Indonesia is kind of like a third world country, just like Uganda. But when I got there, I was just I was surprised. I didn't expect it to be the way it was. There's a lot of development there and it's like years ahead of Uganda. I don't even know why it's called a third world country. There should be a number between second and third. But whatever. I don't make the rules. So I was really very excited, also kind of overwhelmed, but mostly excited. The best thing that I was really pleasantly surprised about was the people. They were very welcoming. I was welcomed very warmly by everyone. Everyone seemed so excited to see me, and at first I didn't know why. But anyway, I'll tell you why in a second. Everyone was so happy. I was also very happy because I had got to, it was like a dream come true. If I tell you it was a dream, I say that literally because before I came, I had, gotten subsequent dreams like of me getting on a plane, but it always stopped somewhere. So the first dream I had, it stopped when I, got a visa or something like that or a passport, and the dream stopped. The next time I dreamt about that, I was on my way. It's like I was packing my things going to the airport, and the dream stopped. The third time, I had gotten to the airport, so it was like that subsequently. And the last time I dreamt about that, it was I had gotten on the plane and it was moving. So my dream just, came true. I know some of you might not believe me, but it's okay. It was a dream come true for me. So I was like, wow. So getting to the overwhelmed part, when I got to my university and the dorm, I was like, why are these people like so happy, so excited? What is so special about me? And I got to find out what was so special about me the time I went to the campus. It turned out there was no other black student in the university, not from Nigeria, not from South Africa, nowhere. the only black student there, was from Uganda, and it was me. And everyone was like, wow. Somebody even said, oh my god, I cannot believe it. It's like dreaming or something. Someone looked at me and I was like, does she expect my skin like to, I don't know, to change? Because I don't even know how to explain this. So I was like, wow. At first I didn't mind that I was the only black student. That meant I got to be a pioneer in something, so that when other black students come from anywhere, from Uganda or Kenya or Nigeria, Ghana, wherever they came from, they'll I'll be the first one there. But things got a bit interesting in the long run. First of all, I'm an introvert, and that's relevant news because everyone was like, wow, can we take a picture? Can you talk to this one? People called their moms so I could talk to them. And it was all so much for me. I didn't know how to react to that. I put on a plastic smile. I'm so sorry to say that, but some of my smiles weren't very genuine. I was just kind of tired of all the attention. I wanted to be alone and just be in my own I don't know, shell and recharge. But hey, good things and bad things, we have to take them all as we see them. And I decided to just go along with the ride. I thought it would die out in the end, after a few months, but it didn't. And what even made it worse was that I couldn't even speak Indonesian and people didn't speak English. So that was also a bummer. I didn't know how to talk to them, and something about me, I'm so afraid of making mistakes. Even making a small mistake in a language, it makes me so embarrassed. And that's why I was even afraid to talk to people. And in the first months, I think I could be excused because I would just tell them I don't know Indonesian, and we would just use Google Translate. But you can't use Google Translate for a whole conversation, so you could talk for like 1 minute or two and people will leave you alone. But after I learned a bit of Indonesian, people expected me to just speak like I was born there. And even though that wasn't gonna happen, people just kept on. And I'm not someone who has the ability to tell someone, can you please just give me some space? I can't do that. So I just went on with the ride and be miserable. But I at first I didn't mind because I knew I was going to go back to my room and just lock myself in there and be myself. But that also changed when I got transferred to the main dorm with the local students, the Indonesian students. I got to be in a room with other people, and that made things. It changed like everything. So being an introvert, I like my own space. I like to live in a room, when I can turn off the lights when I want to go to sleep because I can't even sleep when the lights is on. So I like to, do stuff that I want and keep my room clean and find it clean, things like that. And living with people meant I had to deal with stuff that I didn't like, some stuff I can't even tell you because I'll be backbiting and I don't want to do that. So, man, I don't even know how to talk about this. It was so hard and having no one to relate to. Sometimes when I got back into my shell and don't talk to people, people said I'm stuck up and just, they made me feel like I think I'm above everyone else and stuff like that. And I hated that. So after some time, I started hating things, My loneliness started coming, and I was kind of optimistic because I thought, okay, maybe next year we will get new students from Africa or from my country, Uganda, people that I can relate to and people who can relate to me. But guess what happened? COVID-19. Hey. So when that happened, I was I knew we weren't getting new students anytime soon, and I was in Indonesia, stuck there. Not stuck, because I was still grateful that I got to go to class and get an education. And in a way, when COVID hit, I was not happy that it hit, but since it did, I was not miserable. And the reason is people went back home. The classrooms were closed. The hostel was closed. Of course, it wasn't closed for us international students. I had 3 other students from Cambodia. The 2 were girls and they lived in my hostel, and the boy lived, in the boys' hostel. So I didn't mind, because when the other students went home for COVID, I got to keep the room to myself, and we got to attend classes online, so I didn't have to meet people. I know for extroverts that might be a bit weird, but I'm an introvert, so yeah, that's that. COVID wasn't the worst experience for me. Staying inside isn't an issue at all for me. So yeah, for 2 years, I knew how to deal with my loneliness. And if I wanted to cry or something because I missed my family, I could do it in peace. Of course, I couldn't cry in front of my roommates because I don't want to do that. So being alone meant I could do that, and, have no one ask me what's going on and, feel pity on me. And another thing that added on my loneliness, and keep in mind, loneliness wasn't because there wasn't anyone to hang out with. It was hanging out with people but still feel lonely, because that can happen sometime. You can be alone but not lonely, and you can be with, company and still be lonely. That's how funny life is. And I got to find out about that the hard way. I know it was a hard time, but still, I'm glad it did happen, because I got to, build up my resilience, the way I deal with loneliness. I got to learn things, how to articulate my brain, my mind to situations, and to be, what's the word? To like adjust, to be a different person in different situations, and when in Rome, stuff like that. I got to learn so much about myself too. Right now, I'm a totally different person than when I first came in 2019. So I'm glad it all happened. Of course, I can say it because I've been through it and it's kind of over. Not very over, because I haven't graduated yet, but at least now I know how to deal with it. About being the only black student in the university, I was like kind of a celebrity in the university and even in the neighborhood, because I walked the streets of Pekanbaru for 3 years, 3.5 years, and I never, and I mean never, met another black person. Not at the university, not in the malls, not nowhere. The only black person I saw was during my first days of university. There are some executives about accreditations and stuff like that. They came from the UK, and one of them was a black woman. She was a South African black woman working on that accreditation council, and she was the only black person I met. After that, no one, just me. Man, looking back on that whole situation, I don't know that I would want to go through that again, because at first I never understood that thing of, having to relate to people, safe spaces. I never understood it until I went through it. People need someone, everyone needs someone. And while I got the strength, thank God, I got the strength to go through it. Somebody else might not be able to, and it will be so sad. Some people just go back home. My friend in Korea said some students came and after only like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they went back home. Now, I'm not that kind of a person. I'm the kind of person to see things through. When I start something, I'm going to see it through to the end. I knew I was in it and I had to go through it. Even if I was given a chance to go back home and just stop, I wasn't gonna take it. So, but I'm glad that I went through it because it built up my personality. I got to know so much more about me. And even though I wouldn't want everybody to go through it, because I know other people will find other ways to find out about themselves, to experience things, this was my way. And I'm glad I did have to go through it. So, everything that happened, I know, I'm not even just, I'm certain it happened for a reason. Although sometimes we might not know what reason it is, God knows. He gets us through situations like that because he knows there is something in it for us, even though we don't see it at the moment. But then, how did I deal with it, How did I deal with the loneliness when, when school was still active? How did I deal with that? I think my phone was kind of my best friend at that time. At first, I had found someone who could speak English. She was Indonesian, but she could speak English. And I was very happy. I decided she was going to be my friend. And I tried to make her my friend. And I think sometimes she thought of me as a friend too, but only sometimes. And that just doesn't work for me. And one of the things that I learned being in Indonesia was like, I have to learn to, do things that are best for me, even if it means cutting off people, even if it means just being on my own. If that's better than being in bad company, then yeah, I'm gonna take being alone any day. Because we had Wi-Fi at the university and at my dorm, I just, immersed myself in YouTube and Disney, you know. I like to watch my favorite preachers like Imam Omar Sulaiman, and I kind of watched all his videos, and Ustad Numan Ali Khan, and I got subscribed to other channels, for entertainment, like, the Mr. Beasts and all those people, Face Rag, whatever. So I think those things took my time. And also, the biggest thing that helped me through was prayer. I prayed, I always asked God, Ya Rab, please help me get through this. I know that you got me into it for a reason, and I really hope I pray that you get me through it to the end, and I emerge a winner. Somehow, my mindset just, it changed. Whenever I prayed, I felt at ease. I felt, you know, calm. I didn't mind being alone. I went to malls, to restaurants, and just sit there and eat my food alone. And I didn't really mind. I didn't mind at all. And I think it was my mindset. I just decided if I'm going to be alone, then I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to have a good time by myself. I'm going to enjoy stuff by myself. I'm going to have a good meal by myself. And it won't matter. If someone has a problem with that, then they can kick rocks. It's mostly about mindset. You just have to tell yourself, teach your mind, teach your heart to learn how to be by yourself. I like Whitney Houston's song. And so I learned to depend on me. Yeah. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel because I have a lot more stories to tell. I have a lot of things to show you, to tell you. And I hope to see you in another video. Thank you. I love you, and don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. If you want something, go for it. Even if the whole world is telling you to give up, unless you're sure that you've done your very best, you've done your everything, then keep on grinding, and don't do things for other people, you know. Don't do things just to make other people happy. If you're also happy, then do it. But if you're not, do what makes you happy. And I'll see you. Bye bye.